Jill Pearl, the science girl. Jill.
Science rules! Hey there, I'm Jill Pearl, the science girl. You go pee every day, but do you even know why? How does urine move through the urinary system? And how does it exit? And how come some people have the urge to just go all the time? Well, in this episode, we're going to tell you everything you've wanted to know about the urinary system and even more. So just sit back and relax. Here we go.
There are 4 major organs in the urinary system.
Kidney, ureters,
Bladder.
urethra.
The urinary system removes waste called urea. Urea is carried in the bloodstream to the kidneys. The kidneys remove the urea, tiny filtering nephron.
So, water mixes with other waste substances to form urine and passes through the nephrons down into the renal tubes of the kidneys.
And the kidneys are really important in maintaining homeostasis. They uphold the concentration, volume, and pH of bodily fluids. And they do this by secreting and excreting minerals from the blood and products from metabolism like urea. And they do this and then they excrete it.
The kidney, it regulates the pH in the blood by adjusting hydrogen ion levels as well as water composition in the blood.
Urine passes through the kidneys into the ureters, which are 2 tubes that are 8 to 10 inches long. The ureter walls consistently contract and expand as they push urine through the kidneys into the bladder. This contraction and expansion is important because if urine gets backed up in the kidneys, a kidney infection may occur.
Speaking of health concerns, there are some other ones as well. One being renal failure. When this happens, the kidneys have trouble excreting waste, regulating water and chemicals in the blood. And acute kidney failure isn't cute at all. It can be caused by loss of blood, poison, injury, or even drugs. So remember, kids, be safe and don't do drugs.
We're not joking. Acute kidney failure can lead to permanent damage. The urine travels from the ureters to the bladder where it is stored until it's time to be released.
When the bladder fills up with urine, it gets bigger, and when it releases that urine, it shrinks.
Did you know that your urinary system is healthy if your bladder can store up to 16 ounces of urine for 2 to 5 hours?
It's true. Bet you want to know more about the bladder. Well, the bladder wall is made up of 4 layers. The innermost is the mucus coat, followed by the submucous coat, which is made up of many elastic fibers.
It is followed by the muscle coat, which is made up of smooth muscle fibers in many bundles. And lastly, there is the serous coat.
And all of those make up the detrusor muscle, which is the outside of the bladder.
Did you know that?
Well, hey there. On long road trips, you often find yourself having to stop to go to the bathroom at least once. Well, why is that so? We're here to tell you why.
Oh, hello, gorgeous. Well, as the bladder continues to fill, the bladder walls lose tension, causing them to stimulate the stretch receptors. Then, this triggers the urination reflex.
Howdy there. It then sends messages to the spinal cord, causing parasympathetic motor impulses to travel down to the detrusor muscle. It then causes the urge to urinate.
Contraction of the bladder becomes more and more powerful. Once it is powerful enough, the internal walls of the urethral sphincter begins to open.
Then the external sphincter opens as well. And that urine from the bladder moves down to the urethra so it connects to the body. The structure of the bladder is super important to making it work the way it does. I'll see you later.
Well, it starts off by the filtration of plasma by the glomerular capillaries. This process is called glomerular filtration. Blood pressure throughout the body causes filtration to occur in the capillaries. Now, nephrons use 2 capillaries to accomplish their task. The first capillary filters and the filtered fluid moves into the renal tubule. That is where most of it becomes urine. Glomerular filtration produces 180 liters of fluid every 24 hours, and that is more than 4 times the total body water. So that is why tubular reabsorption and secretion takes place. Tubular reabsorption moves substances from the tubular fluid back into the blood, that is, in the peritubular capillaries. And the tubular secretion is just the opposite because it moves substances from the blood in the peritubular capillaries into the renal tubule. In this process, the kidneys take back so the body can function properly, such as water, electrolytes, and glucose. In tubular secretion, substances that the body doesn't need are eliminated. Things like hydrogen, ions, and toxins. To figure out how much of a certain substance is excreted in the urine, all you have to do is find the amount filtered at the glomerulus, subtract the amount reabsorbed by the tubule, and add the amount excreted by the tubule, and all of that equals the amount excreted in the urine.
And now we're going to do an experiment.
This is a model of our urinary system. We're going to show you how urine moves through it.
So it starts by going through the kidneys, down through the ureters, through the bladder, and out through the urethra. And now for some fun facts.
Fun fact number 1. Adults pass about 1.25 of urine every day, depending on the fluids and food they consume.
Fun fact number 2. The volume of urine formed during the night is half the volume formed during the day.
Fun fact number 3. Normal urine is sterile. It contains fluids, salts, and other waste products, but it doesn't have any bacteria, viruses, or fungi.
Fun fact number 4.
The volume of urine you produce every day doesn't just depend on the fluids you consume. It also depends on the environmental temperature,
The humidity in the air,
a person's emotional condition,
respiratory rate,
and body temperature. Thanks for joining in on Jill Pearl the Science Girl. We're going to leave you with a special performance by Little Urethra Franklin.
Woo! Urinary system, what's your function? Removes liquid waste from the blood. Urinary system, what's your function? Keeps a stable balance of salt and other substances. Urinary system, what's your function? Produces erythropoietin to form red blood cells. The kidney maintains homeostasis by regulating the composition, volume, and pH. It secretes and filters urea from the blood just before it gets excreted. Hey, ureters, what's your function? They empty urine to the bladder. Ureters carry urine from the kidney to the bladder. The muscles walls constantly tighten and relax. The bladder is balloon-shaped and sits on the pelvis. It stores your urine till ya gotta go pee. Bladder organs, what's your function? Holds 2 cups of water to 2 to 5 hours. Swells when full, shrinks when empty, holds a max of 1 liter. The urethra is found in boys and girls. It is a tube to the outside. Males have long, girls have short. Boo hoo 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 hoo. The systems are connected. The muscle, nervous, and integumentary. The muscle tissue controls excretion. The nervous system influences production. The integumentary compensates for water lost because you sweat. Urinary system, what's your function? You live in each and every one of us.
Urinary system, how's your function? I got to go pee. Oh yeah.